About Air as a young Norn. Almost as soon as she could walk, she showed the instincts of a hunter. But it wasn't until she was as tall as a shortbow that she met evil for the first time. She came upon dragon spawn attacking a farm, killing an entire family. The daughter was one of Air's friends. Took down 3 of them. She saved an injured kid and even carried him back to Holbrick. That kid grew up to be a great skald. His name is Corvin, and his life testifies to a legendary deed. Air had passed longbow height when 100 dragon spawn attacked Holbrick. The brood were merciless. They brutally killed her friend Silas the Weaver, a crafter like Air herself. History. With Silas's blood still upon her, she swore to destroy the Ice Brood and all the Elder Dragons. It's all so moving. I know your story. The jungle dragon was stirring, and you carried Glint's egg to safety. I can only imagine your feelings of hope as the Pact rallied against Mordremoth. Your sorrow when they failed. You gathered your hunting party and took the fight to the heart of the jungle. The beloved hunter we celebrate today, Air Stegalkin, was felt forever. And a revered leader sacrificed himself to help all of Tyria. Despite such great loss and overwhelming odds, you and your friends triumphed over Mordremoth. Today is a day of celebration and of mourning. Tomorrow, you will hunt new prey. I'll tell you how Destiny's Edge came to be. Air met the Asura Snaf and Zojja first, here in her homestead. They came to commission a stone carving of Snaf's head. During the sittings in Radasum, they became friends. Then the 3, and Garm, returned to Holbreck together. I'll never forget how they shocked the citizens of Holbreck when they emerged from the Asura Gate. Snaf and Zojja each rode inside enormous golems with the stone heads Air had sculpted for them. They raided a frigid dragon spawn cave, and a lasting friendship was forged amid the icy shards of bitter combat. Many Ice Brood fell that day, but still, Air failed to kill Jormag's lieutenant. The 3, nay 4, counting Garm, limped back to Holbreck, having lost their golems and their pride. In retaliation, Jormag's lieutenant sent a devastating ice storm onto Holbreck, killing many beloved residents. Newt Whitebear was beside himself with fury and banished Air until she could defeat the beast. Air went to Lion's Arch, where she spotted a small guild of criminal pit fighters known as Edge of Steel. The first battle they ever fought together, they fought against each other. In the pit, Air and her friends, calling themselves Dragonspawn's Destiny, fought Edge of Steel and won. She demanded her prize, that Edge of Steel help with the second assault on the Dragon Lieutenant. The Edge of Steel fighters had to agree. Ritlock Brimstone, Logan Thackeray, and Firstborn Kaith joined Air's cause. When Air next entered Holbreck, she was with Destiny's Edge. They went on to destroy the Dragonspawn Lieutenant. It was the first of many important battles they would fight and win together.
You made it.
Of course, Newt. She was a dear friend.
Let's head up. My people will be glad you're here. Some may have questions about what happened.
I hope it's not why. I'm still struggling with that one myself.
Aren't we all? Perhaps that's the answer Bram left to seek.
He's not here?
No. He arranged this and then took to the mountains. The fire inside that boy. I almost feel sorry for any of Jormag's minions he comes across.
Sounds like he's working through it in true Bram fashion. Good.
Make yourself at home. Your Tribune friend certainly has. Now I'll leave you to it, Commander. Speak with whomever you wish, and celebrate, or pay your respects privately. The spirit of air can be found in either.
She had him dead to rights, and we all knew it. And what was he going to do? Beg? Plead? Wasn't his style. And air wouldn't buy it anyway. Damn, that Nord knew how to exact revenge.
That's
So
just
true.
like her. Thank you for that story, Tribune Brimstone.
I'm not sure why no one's ever made a tapestry of that moment. Oh, hey, good to see you, Commander.
You too. Spreading a little air cheer?
Things were getting too serious. Just ensuring they remember the right air.
Hey, you're that Ritlock trombone, the Revenant, right?
Close enough. Now why don't you do Uncle Trombone a favor and buzz off?
But I want to hear about the Blood Legion.
Don't you think quietly weeping in the corner by yourself would be more fun than this?
Nah, this is fine.
Yeah.
Have you heard from Zojja or Logan? I was crossing my fingers they'd be well enough to make this.
Still both laid up on my last visit.
Too bad. Mordremoth's death came with a great toll, for sure.
You know, with those two out of the field and Snaff and Air gone and Kaith, well, there really is no Destiny's Edge anymore.
I'm sorry, Ritlock. I know how important it was to you.
But there's no sense in looking back. Maybe it's time to start again.
Another guild? Would Air?
She wouldn't want us to get caught up in her death like she did with Snaff's. Regret gets you nowhere. And Tyria would probably sleep more soundly with the Dragon Slayer at the helm of a new guild.
We could do a lot of good. It didn't go perfectly, but the small group we had was pretty capable against Mordremoth. What would we call it?
Fate's Razor!
I will not be part of a guild called Fate's Razor.
What about Dragon's Watch?
Dragon's Watch. I like that.
Can I be in it?
No.
But I've got my Uncle Beamish's magical sword!
Not yet, kid.
Commander, come see this!
What's going on?
It's gone.
That is
We came home.
Oh, thank the spirits.
Rest in peace, Air. May the mountains hear her name until the end of time.
Rox! You and Garm!
Commander, what are you doing here? What did I walk into?
A memorial for Air. You couldn't have brought a better gift.
Yeah. Nice work, soldier.
We're both tired and hungry. Wasn't expecting all this. Garm's hurt too. We should get him healing as soon as possible.
What can I do to help?
I'll send for a healer. In the meantime, there's plenty of food around.
I'll do it. Rox, you rest.
To Air.
You hungry, Garm?
A statue of an Asura.
There you go,
Legendary
boy.
heroes.
You're home now. I still can't believe it. How did you find Garm?
Tracked him from the crash site. Wasn't easy. The jungle's still crawling with Mordrum. Some of them have come unhinged without their master's voice. Poor Garm followed Air's scent into the middle of it all. He was lucky to be alive. We both are.
Bram's gonna be so happy when he gets back.
He's not here?
No, he's in the mountains, blowing off some steam.
Well, I'll stay with Garm and make sure he's okay. When he's ready, we can try to catch up with Bram.
I'm sure the cold air will do Garm some good after all that jungle heat.
Yeah, if I never see another pocket raptor as long as I live, I'll die happy.
Come on. Let's get to what we're here for. Come on. Let's get to what we're here for.
Praise Wolf. And now, would anyone like to hear a tale of Air's great deeds?
One day, I too will stand in stone.
Who let that wolf in here? It smells awful.
That's Air's pet. Gone.
Oh my. I'm sorry. I mean, he's lovely. He must have heard me. Sorry, Garm.
Was it quick?
She died in battle. There was no prolonged suffering.
Air had many of the qualities of Snow Leopard. Her stealth was renowned. You honor her well by carving this statue. You can rest assured that your legend will be remembered.
Greetings. They say you were there when Air met her end. What killed her?
It was a powerful dragon minion, one of Modremoth's most dangerous. An abomination. She didn't deal the killing blow. That was a vicious jungle predator called a Vine-Tooth.
Bear gives us our ferocity, and Air was loved by Bear. You do her honor and remind us of our gifts from all the spirits.
Everyone, lend us your ears. The one who killed Zaitan with Air's Tegauken would like to say a few words.
We've all lost people we loved, and the pain of that can be overwhelming. But we can't let the pain stop us from moving forward without them, without her. Instead, we honor, celebrate her life, the gift that she was. Air is a part of me, a part of all of us. How do we praise the spirits of the wild for that? By living the rest of our own lives larger, better, bolder. We love, we laugh, we defend our world, and we fight for what's right. We do what she would have done. Homesteaders, hunters, heroes all, to air!
To
Air.
To a great warrior and friend.
Join her and the great
Goodbye,
spirits.
Air.
Commander, this just arrived for you.
Oh, thank you, Spirit.
Heir Stagolkin, her legend lives on. May we all carry her memory until we join her and the great spirits.
Looks like I'm off to Rada Novus. Ritlock, care to follow?
Sure, but I need to take care of something on the way. Or rather, tell someone I won't be taking care of something. Never mind. I'll meet you there.
Sure. Rox, Ritlock talked me into founding
We
a new
should admit
guild.
that.
It'd be great to have you. And pass the invitation on to Bram when you see him. Actually, don't.
Oh.
I'll do it in person. I don't want him to think we're merely replacing Destiny's Edge after his mother's death.
I get it. And I think he will too, when the time's right.
It's over.
We'll never get recruits. These dust bunnies have no interest in gut-wrenching, mind-blowing war. The mists are too exclusive. One second, please.
Security breach detected.
Golem, what are you doing?
Responding with full force.
No, this is not happening. Stop! Halt! Cease! Desist!
Unidentified intruder will not fulfill height requirements. Prepare for termination.
No, she's approved. She's good. Stop that rusty little stupidity. Pull your stupid old golem off.
I'm trying! Oh, my poor baby. It'll take me months to repair you now.
Timey! Sorry about that.
Don't worry about it. All this crunchy old tech's been overstimulated by the influx of magic. Glad you're here.
Yeah, I got your letter.
Funny, I also sent one to this guy, but he barely made it.
Your note failed to mention how to navigate this Asuran playground.
He got lost trying to find the lab. I had to follow the non-stop stream of char expletives to track him down.
City of the future, my tail.
It's good to see you. I was so happy when I saw your mission was a success. But then I heard about Marshal Traherne.
He saved us all. His sacrifice won't soon be forgotten.
But there's good news, too. Ritlock says we're starting a new guild. So exciting!
Glad you're on board.
Of course you are! Someone has to be the brains. In all seriousness, though, I suspect some of the things I'm working on in this place will come in very handy.
How have you been doing here?
Great! It's fantastic. Well, it was before every Asura and their grand mentor showed up.
At least you have a lot of hands to pitch in at the Dragon Lab.
What do you mean, Commander? I've never heard of this room you describe. Keep it down about the Dragon Lab. I don't want anyone finding out about it. Especially...
Hello, progeny.
Counselor Flunt, how lovely to see you. I'm so pleased you didn't end up on a Chalk's breakfast menu this morning.
You can stow the dim insults. They'll never be clever enough to wound me. Now, have there been any new developments today?
Why, none that I can think of.
Allow me to warn you about keeping secrets from me, progeny. My wrath is as fierce as my intellect.
Oh, that sounds terrifying. I wouldn't dream of hiding something from you, Counselor. I'm totally hiding something from him. Let's head there now, but not the way you know. We're going through the gate. I've configured it to appear as if we're going to the command center, but we're really going to you-know-where. Except there's a catch. You have to outsmart the security measures.
You're joking, right?
Not this time. Give it a shot and I'll observe. See if you can crack the code. I'll give you a hint. Do exactly as you're told.
Oops.
I am not
Easy
amused.
there, fellas.
Shut up! That's our cue. You didn't crack the code, so I did it for you while you were busy. We shouldn't dilly-dally any longer. Let's go. Sorry to put you through that. I need to keep people who may or may not be named Flunt out of here.
Now that the subterfuge is out of the way, can we get to what you called us here for?
Yes, this is a replica of the leyline energy map we found outside of Tarir. I've been tracking the movement of magic since Mordremoth's death. It's been in total chaotic flux. Here, there, everywhere. See, that dot is the egg chamber. It lit up like a Lunar New Year firework after the dragon went bye-bye. But as you can see here, the egg's doing great!
What are we looking at? A feat of the egg chamber?
Yeah, the Exalted and the Rada Novans shared a ton of information. They must have helped them design their security system.
And then you broke into it.
No, I utilized it to check on the egg.
So you broke into it?
Hey, we're all friends, right? I don't think they'd mind. Maybe just don't mention it around any floaty gold people.
Do you have access to surveillance all over Tarir?
Back to the leyline map! So this other point is... Huh, that's new. The northern bloodstone dot is flaring up. I'll have to keep an eye on that.
The spot where Mordremoth died looks like it's cooling down a little.
Yeah, a lot of that energy's been put back into the system. I'm trying to model its patterns, but this map isn't built for detailed readings. Yet. In the meantime, look at this.
is it?
Not to toot my own warbler or anything, but I killed a chalk or two in my time alone here. Since the others don't know about this place, I couldn't ask to have defenses installed. So they pop up every once in a while when the lab's drawing a lot of power.
Close.
Exactly. Get 'em.
Sound makes my teeth ache. Timey, you gotta stop eating cookies in your lab.
I think they smell the organ I harvested. Might be one of their kin.
More incoming. It ain't nap time yet.
You see? I did that.
Way to exterminate! Don't worry about their goo. I'll clean that up later. Anyway, this thing is some sort of organ I found in one of the larger ones. It's part of their digestive system, and as you know, they feed on ley energy, so it got me curious.
Any valuable findings yet?
None I can explain right now. I ran some ley energy through it, and it came out different on the other side.
Different?
I'm not really sure how just yet. It was barely measurable with the equipment I have. I need to develop some other device to actually observe the phenomenon.
What's that sludge you're keeping it in?
Blighting pod fluid. Remember that stuff? It has wonderful preservative and even restorative properties.
Fluid from the blighting pods? The things that made horrible Mordrum abominations out of corpses?
So you do remember it?
Timey, do you think maybe that might be a bad idea?
You worry too much. In research, there's no reward without risk. And if I'm gonna stay one step ahead of everyone outside this lab, I have to take a lot of risks. But one thing I can't risk is staying away from the main lab too long. It arouses suspicion. Let's go.
I got your back. You first.
Don't worry about Timey beating us to it. Flunge assures me he has her under his thumb.
Stand down. It's just Timey's friends again.
Anyone? Were they wrong?
General Soulkeeper, this is quite a surprise. What brings you to Radanovis?
You do, Commander. I've come here to offer you a new position within the Pact. The marshal rank is, vacant. And we want you to fill it.
This is an honor.
I'm glad you view it in that light. The Pact is hanging on by a thread.
I see.
I can tell you're having your doubts, so let me just be upfront about the role. Certain Pact elements feel like Marshal Traherne's mistake was going out into the field and getting himself killed. The new Marshal would be planted safely in an office in Lion's Arch, still leading the troops, but out of harm's way.
As flattered as I am by your offer, I'm going to have to respectfully decline, General. After our Mordremoth battle, I believe I, Rytlock, and the others would be more effective operating as our own guild.
I understand the decision on your early retirement, although I'm disappointed. I still believe in the Pact's goal.
I do too, and I'll always be ready to lend a hand. It'll just be outside the system.
Out from under a mountain of paperwork, you mean?
Laugh it up, No Eyes. I have something for you, too. A letter from the Black Citadel. You must have really brushed some higher-ups the wrong way.
Are you sure you want to just crumple that up and throw it away?
Why not? It's what I did with the last two.
What did I hear? You're not in the Pact anymore? Wait, what do I call you? Hooba?
No. How about we just stick with Commander for now?
Technically, it's a title for life, so you're welcome to it.
Never capitulate! That didn't sound good.
Quick, let's go see what's happening.
Protect the counselors! Run! It's a crazy Silvari!
Is that another one of your friends?
What happened?
I came in through the caves because I couldn't find the gate. I wasn't expecting such an enthusiastic welcome.
Did you see that? Flunt was so mad, even his fleas jumped ship. Cannot, you're my hero.
Why the surprise visit?
I'm here answering the call.
But Mordremoth's dead. We killed...
Oh, it's not the Drungle Dragon's call. This time it's Anise's.
Still hold your billet, eh?
She does. But certain messy events have transpired, and I'm assured that if I clean them up, my billet will be released, and I'll once again be free from any yoke.
How can I help?
Minister Kralkatorrik recently left the Queen's protective custody. Anise sent me and a squad of Shining Blade to help the good minister find his way back to Divinity's Reach.
Any idea on his whereabouts?
There's been a flare-up of White Mantle activity in northern Maguma, and intel points to him possibly heading there.
That's the crazy magical hotspot we saw, up by the Bloodstone.
I thought the minister claimed to not be in bed with those Mursaat lovers.
Didn't we all?
Rytlock, get word to the others. Marjorie might be getting a little restless in Divinity's Reach and want in on the action.
Commander, if you like, you can hitch a ride on my airship. It's on our way. We can drop you off.
Now that's an offer I can't turn down, General.
Perfect. I'll grab my Shining Blade detachment and meet you there.
Let's get underway.
Commander's destination ahead. Looks like we're in for quite a ride.
We're not flying into that scramble, are we?
My gods, grow a backbone. Scared of a little weather? All hands, full reverse! We survived. Somehow.
Our forward propulsion shorted out. What was that?
I think... It's hard for me to actually say, but I think a bloodstone just exploded.
A bloodstone? Then how are we still alive?
Good question, but others might not have been so lucky. I'm going down to scout for survivors. See if I can piece together what happened, and why the blast reversed itself.
Watch your back, and let me know what you find out. We'll try to get this bird running again.
Canuck was supposed to meet me here. Hope he and his troops were out of range. Members of the Pact!
Bloodstones! Slit your throat!
Commander, are you still alive?
They've been consumed by bloodstone magic. They deserve a better fate. White Mantle. But they're different.
The magic is
Night
gone.
makes...
Be ready to run.
Quickly! The blast released spirits trapped in the Bloodstone. I've heard tales of sacrifices among human tribes. Maybe this is related. They were imprisoned for so long, it twisted their minds. Fury is mine. They don't know friend from foe. We must release them once and for all. A large chunk of the Bloodstone, still intact. And these foul things. This Bloodstone must have been larger than anyone imagined. What could have caused it to explode?
Fairly deadly blast.
Fury is mine.
It's like an overload of magic, like getting electrocuted, but not. It's affected her mind and her body, both.
Hang in there, soldier. Medic, keep up the good work. We can't lose her. She's too valuable.
Understood.
I've never seen an explosion collapse on itself like that. Magic was inches from my face, and then it suddenly shot into the ground. You think a dragon was responsible?
I'm not sure yet. That's what I'm here to investigate. I want to get into that crater and find out why the blast reversed and where the magic went.
Easier said than done. The area is swarming with White Mantle. We sent a patrol, but only one soldier made it back, and she's, not well.
What's wrong with her?
She was hit with magic unlike any we've seen. On the outside, she's fine, but it twisted her inside something fierce. She can barely move. She's been raving about floating purple stone monsters ever since she got back.
Stone creatures? That rings a White Mantle bell. Can you reach the Priory and see what they know about them?
Sure thing, Commander.
Have you seen Canuck?
Who?
He's a Sylvari. Tough, but well-spoken. Medium build. A bit cranky.
Can't say that I have. But I did see Kaith run through here like a centaur on fire. She wouldn't stop for anything. Just hauled tail through the war zone and was gone like that.
Thank you.
Hope so, but it doesn't
I'll let the
look
General
like
know you're down
the
here.
condition is worsening.
It's like that magic fried her inside. Or confused her circuits. She's in so much pain.
The Mursaat prey upon the weak and impressionable, who in turn worship them as gods. Calling themselves the White Mantle, these converts sacrificed innocents and toppled the Crichton monarchy. The chaos they inflicted on Tyria was short-lived. They were eventually crushed, and their scattered remnants went into hiding. But pockets of their fanatical followers have been operating in the shadows ever since.
Is it as bad as it looks down there?
It's not good. White Mantle hit in the blast are mad with hunger for magical energy. They gather any scrap they can find.
The White Mantle? Could they have done this? And to what end?
I don't know. Maybe it was an experiment gone wrong. Maybe it was supposed to empower all of them and it went awry.
Whoever it was, we owe them our gratitude. That blast would have hit Lion's Arch, and they just rebuilt the place.
I'd hold off on the thanks until we know what their motive is. There's a packed squad down there. They've already established a camp and are trying to get a foothold in the area.
That's what I like to hear.
Well, it's not all good news. Some other Pact members were also caught in the blast.
Just what the Pact didn't need. More dead soldiers.
They're not dead, but they've been twisted by Bloodstone magic, just like the White Mantle.
They don't deserve that. They deserve peace.
I understand. I'd want the same if the roles were reversed.
Thank you, Commander.
Continue investigation.
The spoils of battle.
Come in. Can you read me, Commander?
Loud and clear, Timey.
Finally! There's been tons of magical interference. Been difficult to get a clean line to you. Okay, I've been going over some data coming in from the blast area, and one thing stands out. The people who were within the blast radius who, survived, They need to consume the magic to live, but the magic's also driving them more and more insane.
That must be why I've seen them snatching up bloodstone shards.
Then they have to have a way to harvest the magic inside. I wonder how.
I'll track down where they're taking the shards for harvest and see what they're using. Commander, over.
Did you mean Commander out? It's okay. Communicator protocol takes a little getting used to. Timey out.
Mine. Might makes me right.
pain.
Nothing can bring me down. Is mine. Might makes me right.
Strong.
away from those!
I've liberated the artifact.
Only thing to do now is pry it out. You should be able to harvest bloodstone nodes and fragments scattered by the blast.
Bennett, any update on the creature that hospitalized your scout?
We finally got a message from Priory headquarters. Hard to get a pigeon to fly through a magical storm in one piece. The description of these stone men Mursaat and White Mantle used before the Crichton Civil War. They're called Jade Constructs. They were the Mursaat's primary martial units.
Floating constructs? That sounds similar to the Exalted.
That's because they're using ancient magic from a similar origin. Or at least that's my current theory.
Poobah, Commander?
It's a long story. Go on, Timey.
There was a time, way back, when the Seers and the Mursaat shared a lot of info. Why do you think they're all so
Can't say I had
So is there anything that'll keep me alive in a fight against these jade things?
Exceptionally lucky.
Remember that magical protection I told you about? That should work against jade constructs, too. It was based on seer research that Zinn, the founder of Rada Novus, performed during the Crichton Civil War. I highly suggest mastering it before you get in a smashy scenario with one of those jade brutes. Good luck. Time me out.
Bennett the Everlasting.
Isn't that tempting the eternal alchemy to smite me for my arrogance? There's something?
That's not how the eternal alchemy works.
mine. Might makes me right.
My spirit is finally at peace.